Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my daughter's wedding because she won't let me walk her down the aisle? I'm a 48-year-old man and my 19-year-old daughter has always been an independent thinker. I raised her to be independent and think for herself, which I've always appreciated. However, we recently hit a bit of a snag. She got engaged and decided that she doesn't want me to walk her down the aisle at her wedding. She argues that her mother and I don't own her. Therefore we have no right to give her away. I feel hurt by this because we never treated her like an object or piece of property. Rather, we've tried our best to provide her with a wonderful life. Her stance seems extreme to me, and despite discussions, she's refusing to budge on the issue. I respect her choices, but I feel she's disregarding our feelings completely. As a response, I told her that if she feels that way, then I won't be paying for her wedding. I don't want to come across as controlling or manipulative, but by her logic, if I don't own her, I also don't owe her a fully funded wedding. She can pay for her own wedding if she's insistent on this stance. I'm feeling quite conflicted about this. Am I the asshole? Edit. So, this isn't about making the wedding about me. Walking her down the aisle while all eyes are on her anyway and then sitting down is hardly making the wedding about me. It's about her attitude. She's had every opportunity in life so far, and to exclude us from this day is a spit in the face. It's a rejection of everything we've done for her, sacrificed for her, given her. It's selfish. 90 of wedding traditions and symbolism had roots in things we don't acknowledge today. Should we stop all of them? The rings, the flowers, the dress, the wedding party, the cake, the flower girls. A father walking his daughter down the aisle has been about respect, pride, love and honoring the father-daughter relationship for far longer than it was about ownership. Independent thinking does not mean rude or selfish thinking. Being an independent thinker does not give someone the license to disregard or disrespect the thoughts, feelings, or perspectives of others. Independent thinking is about maintaining the ability to think critically and form one's own opinions while remaining respectful and considerate of others. It is a balance between asserting individuality and engaging in meaningful and respectful interactions with others. Edit. To also note that our relationship is not so weak that this disagreement will ruin our relationship. We are still close with each other in spite of this. There is zero chance of her not inviting us to her wedding regardless of who pays for it or cutting off contact and withholding grandchildren. I feel sorry for anyone who suggests that as a possibility. In life, people disagree even strongly. It's a natural part of life. We don't end lifelong relationships over it. Did she ask for you to pay for her wedding? Not the asshole exactly, because it's your money. Your call. But die on this hill. Daughter funds her own wedding. Be prepared to not even get an invite, much less walk her down the aisle. It'll be her money. Her call. Did you previously tell her you would pay? Not the asshole, you heard her. She is independent. Independent people deal with their own bills. Nah. I get both points of view. I don't want my dad to give me away when I get married, but I also am expecting zero financial support from my parents. It's becoming more normalized that women walk themselves down the aisle. But maybe a compromise can be made and both you and her mom can walk her, so it's more a show of support for the marriage than a handoff. Just an idea. But I don't believe you're obligated to pay for the wedding at all. Can't you walk her down the aisle without giving her away? Why does it have to be all or nothing? Reddit is hilarious. One day it's her wedding. Shush is allowed to do what she wants. The next day it's not your money to do what you want. If the only reason you're not willing to pay is because she doesn't want to be walked down the aisle, then definitely you're the asshole. You're the asshole. Why were you paying for her wedding? Because you love her and want her to be happy? Or because you wanted to control the wedding? Did you pay for your other daughter's wedding for the sole reason that she let you walk her down the aisle? Or was there some other reason? Think about it and don't be petty. I raised my daughter to be independent and think for herself. Also, I am not going to pay for the wedding unless she gives in to my demands. So, which is it? Do you want your daughter to be independent, or does she need to bend the knee? You straight are acting out on emotions and a bruised ego. Keep it up and your daughter will probably just rescind your invite. AMD go NC. Because she will never forget your hypocrisy and childish behavior. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. She's not rejecting you, she's rejecting a patriarchal tradition. 19 is far too young to be getting married. But that are not the question. You're the asshole. I don't understand people saying that if you're contributing money to the wedding that you get to control it. I have always seen paying for a wedding as a gift to the couple. You don't put conditions on gifts. Your ego is getting the best of you. Not the asshole, however. I think your daughter is mistaken about it being to give her away as if she were property. It is about you helping her move into the next chapter of her life. Just as you were there when she gave up her childhood to be a teenager. Just as you were there when she went from elementary to junior high. From junior high to high school. This is about her being given your blessing to move on to the next chapter of her life. You are not giving her but your blessing. That's why fathers traditionally placed the bride's hand into the groom's. It was a form of the father blessing the union. She's an independent thinker. Having a big ol'-ass wedding. Following all the rules that have been laid out for, I don't know, a long fucking time. Only changing the narrative of being given away by her father. If she is that set against tradition, why do all of this anyway? Go to the courthouse. Use the wedding money for a nice trip somewhere or a down payment on a house. Something. You're the asshole. By demanding that she comply with what you want, you are demonstrating that you want to control her choices with your money. That you don't see this irony is pretty rich. It's her wedding. If that tradition makes her uncomfortable, she shouldn't be strong-armed into doing something she doesn't want to do. Right before the climax of the ceremony. How is it going to affect her memory of the event and her experience of matrimony if her first moments of it are colored by this twist in the stomach of having caved on her values for financial reasons? What sort of psychological imprint is that going to leave? She's 19 and is not financially stable yet. But that doesn't mean you should get to hold your money over her head. You're the asshole. You sound like the post doesn't even say anything about your daughter even demanding you pay for her wedding. Conditional gifts are gross anyway. I'm glad this archaic thinking is going away. Good for you, daughter, for wanting to do her own thing on her own actual wedding day without worrying about your outdated feelings. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. You're the asshole raised to be an independent thinker, but fuck her for thinking independently. You didn't treat her that way, so why would she want to participate in a tradition that was centered around giving away a young woman as property? A lot of women feel this way. You think your relationship is strong and won't take a hit for this, but it will.